that to happen, it may happen. So let us be realistic. It's good to be optimistic, but also a bit of realism is required. The realistic part is what I'm asking you. Suppose you get caught in that, then what would be your response and you are not able to achieve your idealistic goal?
As I told initially, resilience is one of the tools always on my front. Even if I'm pushed down to the ground, I know I can begin to scratch. The self-confidence has done it to me. Secondly, if I'm caught up in such a trap where I have to choose, like if I have to benefit a single person for the benefit of thousands, if that person is asking for something smaller, if that person wants something only for the betterment of the others, definitely I will hesitate at that point of time. Because giving up one thing for the larger good is nothing to me. I can definitely do it.
Quick question, writing in carbon is one of the goals.
Yes.
India has about 120 crores of people, right? Nearly 40% of the people who are supposed to be in schools are actually school dropouts, out of that population. So out there's a large number that actually need employment, in spite of all the governmental programs. You are aware of that. So you will make a small beginning by being an entrepreneur and employing some people. But the problem is far larger than what you can do as an individual. Any thoughts?
Yes. I intend to collect youth from various parts of India. This is something again I'm contributing to. Already through social networking I have connected few of the people, and I'm surprised that few of them are even Pakistanis who want both the countries to develop together. And even they are of the same age. Cool. And just one more thing, connect people, and this, if it is started in small scale in all the different parts of the country, overall we can combine together and together pull up.
Thank you very much, sir. Can I first of all give you a very big hand?
Members of the audience and my fellow participants. It is not what you know, but it is what you do with what you know. This is a famous quote said by someone else. It's an anonymous person. Well, the topic given to us today was, what would you do in your life? What are the 5 things you would do in your life to follow the footsteps of Swami Vivekananda? I'm Aarti Kumar from Chimya Vidyalaya, Taylor's Road, and I'm going to tell you the 5 things that I'm going to be doing in my life so that I can follow in the path of Swami Vivekananda. Well, I actually, yesterday I was given the topic, I went home and I read a lot of stuff. I read some of the books they've given us about Swami Vivekananda, and I tried to find out, what are the things that he has done and what exactly has the path that he has taken, so that maybe I can try and follow in his footsteps. There's so many things, but the 5 that I'm going to speak to you about are the most striking things that I found. The first thing that I will do is to gain knowledge. Knowledge is power. People may say ignorance is bliss, but ignorance isn't bliss. Ignorance is just ignorance. How can you do anything if you don't know what you're doing? So that's the first thing I will do. I'll try to gain knowledge about what I should be doing and how I should do it. That maybe I could do by reading scriptures or reading teachings of other people, of great people. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to gain knowledge. The second thing I'll be doing is to put into practice the knowledge I have gained. It's very fine to read about all sorts of great values, and if you don't act upon them, then you're no better, the society is no better, the entire nation is no better. Gautam Buddha has said, an idea is just an idea until it is put into action. So that's the second thing I'll be doing. I will be applying practically these things that I've read about, the knowledge I've gained. I'll be applying it practically in my life. Now I'm just talking on my personal level over here, because I believe that if you want to improve a nation, you have to start with yourself. That's the first person. So my entire speech is based on improving myself. Now the third thing I will be doing is I will be giving my entire mind, my body, my heart to every simple task I do. Swami Vivekananda said, no work is great or small. The important thing is to do it well. There's even this famous song that we all learn, do what you do, but do well. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be devoting, even if I'm tying my shoelace, I will be so devoted to tying that one shoelace that at the end I'll have the most perfect bow you've ever seen. Now there's this story that Swami Vivekananda said that he knew a sannyasin who used to polish brass. But the thing is, even if she was only polishing the small brass tumbler, she used to polish it so well that you could see your face in it for such a long time afterwards. Even that small action of polishing a tumbler was done so well. So that's the third thing I'm going to be doing. And whatever I'm going to be doing, I'm going to do it well. The fourth thing I will be doing would be, I'm going to stop saying no to anything. I mean, whatever people ask me to do, I think if you approach anything with a negative attitude, then you're only going to get negativity out of it. So I'm going to stop saying no. There's this really lovely quote of Swami Vivekananda that never say no. Never say I cannot, because you are infinite. So that's exactly what I'm going to apply. I'm going to stop saying no, and I'm going to try to do everything I can to help myself, to help society, to help the entire nation become good. I'm going to stop saying no. Now the last thing on these 5 things I'm going to say, I'm not going to do only 5 things, but the last thing I'm going to be talking to you about is I'm going to be facing my troubles head on. There's no point in running away from conflict. That is cowardice. Courage is not the absence of fear, but it's the ability to face your troubles head on. There's another story of Swami Vivekananda. He was in Varanasi one day, and a bunch of monkeys started chasing him. And these were very violent monkeys, and so many of you know the story. So the monkeys started chasing him, and he was running away from them until the passerby told him, "Turn around, face them." So he did that, and the monkeys fled. So that's what I'm going to do. If I'm in any conflict, I'm going to be facing that head on, so that I can better myself and better everyone else. Now these are just the 5 things I'm saying I'm going to be doing. But what's the point of just saying? You have to do it. There's another quote by Gautam Buddha, which is, how many other words you speak, how many other words you read about, what good will they do you until you put them into action? So I'm asking all of you, it's not just me, it's all of you as well. If you read about something that you find is good, if you think of some principle, don't just think about it. Don't just, say, okay, I'm going to do this. Don't say, don't preach, practice, put it into action, do. Thank you.
You will never say no. Suppose somebody asks you to do something wrong, like saying, do some bad thing, you go and hurt him or something like that. You say you never say no. What do you do?
It's not exactly you say no for everything. It's basically something is negative. Then you obviously say no to that, because no and no cancels out for that case. If it's something positive and you say no, that's bad.
Adi, this I agree with Sri Mittal. Excellent exposition. You started your presentation with knowledge. Now, obviously, all of us here share that knowledge is very, very important. But there are 3 aspects of knowledge that I'd like to consider, which is know what to do, know how to do, and know why to do. Out of these 3, knowing what, knowing why, and knowing how, how would you rate them? Which is most important? Are they all equal to you, or how would you rate them?
Knowing what?
Knowing what, knowing why, and knowing how.
Okay, according to me, the first thing it would be to know what to do. Because if you don't know what you're going to do, you can't just go do something. You ask me to write an essay and I don't know what an essay is, then obviously there's no